Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to talk about a stock that I very much believe in. I think that it has some of the best innovation in the stock market besides Nvidia. I think it's second to Nvidia, but its valuation is so attractive that it's very much worth as much as Nvidia, and especially not right now, but I think it will be one day. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers now. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So the stock that we're here to talk about today is none other than ticker symbol GOOG. This is Google stock. I have 800 something dollars in this stock. I'm up 20%. Pretty small numbers. I have some GOOGL as well. I accidentally bought the other one. They're both the same. Common question that I get asked is which one should I buy? They're both the same. One of them just has stock voter rights, but the prices are going to reflect the same thing with both of these companies. So the first thing that I look at with this company is the PE ratio. The PE ratio on this company is 26 right now. If we compare that to other companies like Apple, for example, which is in a very similar space as Google, they have the same ecosystem, they're doing the same thing, they're making devices. They have a 37, almost 38 PE ratio. And then we look at another company like Microsoft in a very similar tech space. We see that they have a PE ratio of almost 38 as well. Let's just look at one more, just to triple check that Google is undervalued. Amazon's P ratio is 34. Okay, so we're triple checking that Google is undervalued. It's undervalued. Okay, this company is very cheap. There's a lot of things that this company could be doing differently to kind of get that valuation up, but it seems to be that people are scared of the search engine. People are scared of Google search engine being overtaken by ChatGPT, OpenAI, Microsoft Copilot, all of these AI entities that people are so fond about right now. But Google has a different plan in mind, and that's what I want to get into this video. So let's get right into that. Let's see why Google actually is a buy right now. And even though it's been on a decent run up right now, it's all time, it's doing pretty good, but not by the standards it should be. So when we check out their earnings slides first, let's see quarter two 2025. Google did pretty good. Their income statement, we read this, we see the revenues are up 14%. The growth rates with this company that you get, they're pretty good. This is a Mag 7 company. This is a company that's been around for ages. They're one of the most innovative companies in the stock market. They're with the likes of Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, all those great companies. So their revenues and their operating income both up substantial amounts. Very happy to see that. Let's see their cost of revenues and operating expenses. So this was up not even as much as it was last year. So they're cutting costs and raising revenues. Love to see that. Google services revenues and operating income. This is an interesting part this is the one I wanted to focus on the most. So we see right here, this is how Google's making their money. This is the segments of how they make their money. You see that it goes from most to, actually it's not in order. But we see that right here, Google makes 50, this is in millions, but 54,000. So a huge majority of their income is from Google search and other. So this is, their AI labs. This is everything that Google does. But their search being the main thing, the ads from their search. Google has one of the biggest advertising agencies along with Meta, but Google has one of the biggest ones, second biggest, and they do a great job with it. They make a lot of money from it, but people are scared because of ChatGPT, because I can just go into OpenAI and look up something that I'd look in Google and get the same, if not a better answer. I don't think that's the case, and I think Google is a smart enough company to offset this. We're going to talk about one of their innovations later in this video, that's why I think you should invest in this company. I don't think you're buying this company because of their search engine. Their search engine is great. It's integrated into every single device that you're using because they either have a deal with Apple where it is their, search engine. Safari is on there as well. But a lot of the things are, searched through Google. And then a lot of the times, if you don't have an Apple device, you have an Android, which is made by Google. So very, impressive things that Google is doing there. And then we also see that their YouTube ads are up 13% year over year. This is just going to keep increasing as time goes on. YouTube, great platform, what I'm on right now. Subscriptions, platforms, and devices. They're actually building out an ecosystem here. They have devices. They have a search engine. They have an AI, entity. They're Gemini. They're Google Gemini. And then they also have, like we're going to talk about later in this video, is Waymo. Waymo is the main thing that I'm happiest about for Google. But then they also have the streaming services, YouTube TV, that they're offering, to everyone. And it's honestly one of the best deals on the market. I personally have YouTube TV. So that's a lot of things that are going on with Google service revenue and operating income. Operating income up 40%. I mean, 40% actually. Their operating margin is at, but you see it is up year over year. Great to see. Google Cloud revenues up 32%. Okay, that is amazing because when you think of ChatGPT and you think of Google, I compare what are these two companies doing? ChatGPT just has the AI entity that's going to, give you an answer. Google's actually, they have the cloud, Google Cloud, Waymo. This is an innovative company that's always coming up with new things. They're not going to be stopped by some new company. And if they are, then they're going to do something else to get back. They're going to figure it out. That's what they always do. Their Capex is increasing at 70%. Oh my gosh, year over year. That's just what is going on right now with every Mag 7 company. You see they have increased their capex by this much before. This isn't unbeknownst to Google, but the capexes of all these companies, like I talked about in my last video with the AI bubble, they're increasing very fast. It's a scary thing, but I think that there will be a rebalancing or the bubble's going to pop. There's going to be one or the two. So either every company is going to say, okay, we need to chill out on AI spending, but then there's going to be some AI companies that hurt from that. For example, OpenAI. And yeah, there's a whole thing with that. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but I'm not worried about the capex. That's what it's like with every company. Their trailing 12 months free cash flow, we see that their purchases of property and equipment is going up and up, but their cash flow is going down and down because of this. I mean, they're just investing into the future right now. Perfect time for Google to do that. But this is what I really wanted to talk about. Google's earnings is amazing. This company's balance sheet is one of the best in the stock market. They are in the Mag 7. They are the best 7 stocks in the stock market. And Google is one of the stocks that has been carrying the S&P for the past 10 to 20 years, along with these other great companies. But Google is one of those. So Google knows what they're doing. And right now, they're very cheap. This is a perfect time to get in. And they also have Waymo. If you guys don't know what Waymo is, this is an autonomous ride sharing platform. They have vehicles that are driven by robots, by nobody. There's nobody in the driver's seat, which is very crazy to see when you're driving down the road or you're walking on the street and you look at the car that just cut you off and there's nobody in the driver's seat. There's nobody to yell at. It's interesting. It's interesting. Definitely the first time you see a Waymo, you'll be very surprised. But I became used to them as they're near me. That's another thing. So Waymo, let's just go over this right now, is that Waymo isn't everywhere. Waymo isn't everywhere right now, but they are going to be. So the ride hailing service, they service to Dallas, Miami, and Washington, D.C. That's where it's expanding to in 2026. So we're going to see those 3 major cities. I mean, humongous cities are going to have Waymo in them. And they're also testing out new cities this year, like Las Vegas and San Diego, which I can't imagine are going, they're probably going amazing for them. So the company is also conducting initial testing for its international expansion in Tokyo and Japan. If you guys follow Tesla stock, you know how hard it is to get permits for an American company to get permits to operate vehicles overseas, in Asia. It's pretty freaking hard. So the fact that they've acquired those permits alone tells me that they're going to do something great over there. That's going to be a huge market over there for them. But they're also trying to, get into New York, obviously one of the biggest cities in the U.S., and then Seattle and Denver, 2 huge other cities. So we see that right now they're actually in, they're in, they're in San Francisco, they're in Los Angeles, they're in Phoenix, and then I think they're in parts of Texas. So Waymo is very, very not, expanded as of right now, but they're still doing great. So that's what I want to go over with in this article right here, where there seems to be, not enough ads on the screen. We see the big picture. Google's core internet search advertising business remains top of mind for investors. The impact of generative artificial intelligence and OpenAI's ChatGPT has yet to play out. So that is, the main thing people are saying. When I buy a Google company, they think they're just buying, the Google search engine, which, okay, that's fine. You can think that, oh, maybe they're going to do okay with advertising. When I buy Google, I'm thinking of the brand. I'm thinking of what Google owns, their cloud computing system, their AI, the labs that they're working on with Soda. There's just a lot of things that go into it because they also have their ecosystem of streaming services, and then they have their devices, and then they have their YouTube ads, and then they have YouTube. And then, there's just a lot of things. And then Waymo on top of that just creates this ecosystem for this company that it's hard to stop because you think you stopped Google and then they bring out Waymo. This is a very new investment for them. They just bought them out. But I mean, you just think that Google's going to stop expanding, Google's going to stop investing into new things, and then boom, they just have the next big thing. So Morgan Stanley analyst Brian Nowak framed the issue this way in a recent report. While unlikely to be a near-term catalyst to Google's 1.8 trillion enterprise, if we look at that right now, Google's actually at 2.98. So this was made a little bit, a little bit of a while ago. They think that it's going to be more of a long term play with this. So Waymo raised $5.6 billion in funding that valued the company at over 45 billion. So this is an expensive company. 45 billion. I mean, even next to a $3 trillion market cap, is still a decent amount. And then you see if I gain confidence, blah 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 blah. We see okay, so this is what's interesting right here. Could Waymo sell cars to consumers? Chief Executive CEO Sundar Pichai said Waymo's autonomous vehicles may be available for personal ownership at one point. There's future optionality around personal ownership, so people could have a car that just drives themselves. If Google did release this, I mean, just insane moneymaker for them. Along with, Tesla's the only one that kind of has autopilot. And do they even really have autopilot? I own a Tesla myself. That's what I drive. And I mean, they don't really have, I mean, they do have autopilot, but at the same time, there's so many restrictions. It's like Waymo, you could just get in the passenger seat and just tell me, okay, take me to my destination, and boom. And they'd be able to sell these cars for pretty cheap. I know, I mean, they're getting that deal from Jaguar. They're not getting them for that much. And Waymo could have their own car too. There's so many things that could happen with that. So Waymo's profitability should be a factor in the timing of possible spinoff at Lightshed Ventures general partner. Well, I don't know what that is. But Waymo market expansion. This is what I want to talk about. So what's clear is that Waymo is scaling up fast as it improves safety and other features. Waymo is still very early in production. This is still something that's very small, but it faces growing competition to Tesla, Amazon's Zoox, Neuro, and others. I've never even heard of these other ones. I've heard of Tesla Robotaxi. How many of those have you seen on the road? How many Waymos have you seen? How many Zooks have you seen? How many Neuros have you seen? Probably the answer is a lot of Waymos, zero Tesla Robotaxis, zero Zooks, and zero Neuros. Maybe you've seen some of them, but Waymo is a lot. I mean, they're way ahead of the curve on this one. So Waymo served over 4 million fully autonomous rides, providing 150,000 trips a week. This is a fraction of what Uber and Lyft are doing right now, right here. But I mean, you just give it time. They're gonna take out Uber and Lyft. I mean, it's gonna happen. Autonomous ride share is gonna get rid of those jobs. It's just as time goes on, AI is gonna get rid of those jobs that people have, like driving Uber and driving Lyft. It's sad to see, but it is something that's gonna happen as time goes on. So Morgan Stanley's Nowak estimates that Waymo could garner over 2.5 billion in annual revenue by 2030. Would love to see that because Google has a crazy amount of revenue right now as it is, but Waymo is going to add to that. I mean, 2.5 billion is nothing that you'd scoff at. That's nothing that you wouldn't realize. And I think that's a very, very undershot at an estimate for Waymo's, revenue right there. I think that could be profit. I think Waymo, especially at that multiple that, Google's trading at, you times that earnings or that revenue by the multiple right here, and you're getting a pretty expensive addition to Google's market cap right there. So if we, I mean, that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about with that one. And then the main thing that people are talking about too is that Waymo's main competitor is Tesla. But I mean, Tesla, it doesn't even have a real valuation. This might make a lot of people mad watching this video, but Tesla does not have a real valuation. They're a company with a 252 PE ratio. They're over $1 trillion market cap. And yeah, they sell cars, they sell tech, but I mean, I love Tesla. I have a Tesla. I think it's a great car, but it's just the company itself. I mean, there's no valuation to it. There's nothing backing this. It's just a what if. It's all based on speculation. It's all saying, okay, I think that they're going to do robo taxis in the next 3 years. No, they might not. If they do, then the stock's going to shoot up, or it already has shot up on that speculation. And then if they don't meet the speculation that's somehow in the air, it's going down. So Tesla, not a great investment. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is Google stock. I think it's a great buy right now. This PE ratio, it's hard to beat. This is a lot of a lot of the times in these companies, unless there's a major stock market sell-off where a lot of companies are going to be cheap, when the market is expensive like this, it's hard to find great companies with low PE ratios. So the fact that Google is still out there for a reasonable buy, I'd take advantage of that right now because, at the end of the day, like I always say, it is time in the market, not timing the market. So you don't want to try to time in a buy on it, a great stock, like for example Google, you don't want to try to time your buy, but if you can time it to where the PE ratio is low, you may as well buy it. You're not timing it, you're going to buy it anyway. So I mean, you're going to buy Microsoft anyways for a 40 PE ratio, so why not buy Google for a 27 PE ratio? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. This is daily content. You guys already know I'm uploading every single day. Comment down below what video you guys want to see next. I really appreciate the support as we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.